tell us your name?
Yeah, my name is Richard Zambrano.
Richard Zambrano.
Yes.
And how old are you?
50.
50. And you live here, so you're working today?
Well, actually, yes. I've been homeless for a year and a half.
Okay.
I've never had this experience before. I used to have a real big 4-bedroom house. I had a really nice job. And I made a wrong choice with the roommate. And I had gotten sick, and the roommate was doing things out of the house and got me in trouble with the police.
Oh, man.
So by playing landlord, which I wasn't supposed to, I lost everything. And then something happened to one of my kids, and the family disowned me. And so I went into depression, and I never really been in a situation before, where on the streets, getting kicked from house to house, you know what I mean? And it was sad because people you think you're friends, they ain't really your friends. And, it's like they wait to kick you out at 2:30 in the morning when it's cold outside, you have no jacket. But I learned that there's help for homeless people. You got shelters, you got, places where you can eat and stuff like that. So I just started doing that, and I had a stroke, so my leg was messed up. And I'm better now. I can walk better, I feel better, my vitals are better. But I was walking with a cane. And it's really hard because people, they assume that I'm not handicapped or that I didn't need the cane because, I still look a little bit young or whatever, But I got in a lot of issues over the cane situation. And there's a lot of angry people out here. There's a lot of homeless people that are angry. They want to fight all the time. And I never been in a situation where you got to learn how to be more humble, more, it's hard for all of us, and some people got it worse than others. You never should judge anybody. You never know what anyone's going through, and that's the sad part. Like I never had a panhandle for change, and one day I did it, and it was like really degrading. You know what I mean? Like I broke down. I was like, it was embarrassing to ask somebody for change, and it's like they look at you like, well, you can work. What are you doing asking for change? Like I said, nobody knows what you're going through. You know what I mean? You don't know. You might not be able to work. You might not get a check every month. You know what I mean? It's very embarrassing to have to go through that. Some people really need it, but some people don't. So I mean, I don't like doing what I do, but I have to do it. You know what I mean? To survive. Rent's very expensive now. It's not the same anymore.
How much do you pay for rent? So actually, let me ask you this. So where did you sleep last night?
Okay, so I got help by. Actually, I've gotten help for the homeless people. They helped me. There's a place for homeless people, and they're trying to keep us away from the social distance because of the virus. So I'm waiting for housing, and what that is, you pay 30% of your income. Whatever you make, it's 30%. So I don't want to put my business out there, but that's pretty much what it is. So
you mind if we ask you questions about your business? That's what we're trying to do. Is
it's
real people's lives.
Yeah, it's Well, I work right now. I'm only making, $13 an hour, $12 an hour, 12 and a half. But it's only a part-time job, so you pay 30% of that. You know what I mean? After you get paid or whatever it is.
I see.
And if you're not making anything, then you don't have to pay anything. So they have help for some people, but it depends on your situation also. Like if you have felonies, it takes longer. A lot of people aren't felony friendly, and including job situations. Like my felonies added up. It was the same thing. It was drug cases, but a lot of people didn't want to hire me. And I was like a really good worker when it came to cooking and any kind of restaurant work. I'm actually really good. But because of my disability, I had gotten diabetes. And it's weird, like it all went away. The diabetes and everything. I don't know. I think God looked out for me. It's kind of weird. But it's funny because I gained weight, but my diabetes went away. So maybe it was for the sweets or whatever. I don't know.
Thank goodness that's gone away.
Yeah, because they say that it's easier to catch the virus if you're overweight, you got high blood pressure, and all those symptoms. And it was weird how they just went away. Like, it's weird.
So what is your job now?
Right now I work downtown. It's called Dayworks.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're the guys that clean the cigarette butts, and people do a lot of nasty stuff on this mall. Like you wouldn't believe. We clean up Sometimes there's poop from the dogs and even humans.
Well, we've been interviewing a lot of people who sleep on the streets, and and they talk about just not having any place to go anywhere. You know?
It's sad. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been there too. I've actually been where somebody said I could stay the night at their house, and then 12 at night they just kicked me out. They're like, "Hey, you gotta go," and I'm like, first you said I could spend the night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what can you do when they tell you to go? It's time to go.
Yeah.
And that's the problem where people, I don't know if they get off on that or if they think it's because there's help for people. They got shelters. But the problem is you have to be there at a certain time. You got to be there like by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. But they have beds and they have showers and stuff, which I learned the hard way. You know, like I said, it was, you don't know what's going to happen to a person. You know, I don't get a check every month. And even though I'm disabled, you got to go through strings to get that. You know what I mean? And so it's rough. I mean, if like me, my back and legs hurt right now, but I'm still here at work. I still got to do what I got to do just to survive. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, man, here." You know what I mean? It's not like that no more. And rent, like I said, is very expensive. You're looking at $1,200 or more for a one bedroom. You know what I mean? That's just a one bedroom, and that's like pretty good price right there.
Yeah.
$80 a day for a hotel.
Yeah.
So, plus, you know, you're looking at $100 a day for a hotel. Where the hell are you gonna get that money at?
Because you're making 12, 15 hours.
That's nothing.
Right?
If I'm lucky, I get $75 a day. That's what
Yeah.
it comes out to. 6 hours a day, $75 a day.
Yeah.
I don't have enough for a hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've actually slept out here in the streets. It's cold, it's scary. There's people that try to stab people when they're sleeping, beat people up, rob them. I've never been, you know, like, you got to stay humble, but it's hard when people are really miserable right now. There's a lot of people that are angry, fighting. I've seen people getting robbed, beat up for no reason. You know, and they got these tents that people sleep at, tents. And I was there when they were protesting, and it was scary, man. People were getting beat up, stabbed, robbed. I was scared to walk out that thing, like, oh my God, you know, and you don't know what's gonna happen. People are shooting all the time. You know, it's gotten worse.
So can I ask you your job? So will you have that same job tomorrow or this week?
Yes.
Or how stable
Yes,
is it?
yes. Right now, I'm hoping they have a contract.
Yeah.
And I applied for a full-time position. The problem is, I don't know if I could work my legs, you know, full-time, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
So I'm hopefully maybe I can get a part-time position somewhere at something that I like to do. I like to work in restaurants.
Gotcha.
And I'm
What did
actually,
you used to do at a restaurant?
I was a cook.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of cooking did you do?
Like just fast food. I worked at Golden Corral, Country Buffet, Outback Steakhouse. You know, those places, Village Inn.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten a lot of compliments by restaurants and people that said our food's gotten better since you've worked here.
Mm-hmm.
People give me $5 tips. That was the best steak I've ever had in my life.
Yeah?
Yeah, I swear to God. And it makes me feel good because they're like, people come up, old ladies, $3, $1. That was a good steak. You know what I mean? And it's like, it makes me feel good to know that, hey man, I get down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My French toast, I used to make French toast. There'd be a line all the way down for my French toast.
At the Village Inn?
No, it was a Golden Corral.
I love breakfast meats.
They were like, my friend would tell me, let me know when you're making French toast, Rich. And I'd wonder why the big old line would be. It was like, for some reason, they love my French toast.
Yeah.
But other things I couldn't make, pancakes. But French toast, I used to kill it. But I enjoy doing that. Plus, it's, you know, it's something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to try to get my own style burritos, you know what I mean? But it's hard when you don't have a place to cook and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I got other people waiting, so.
Well, it's okay. Do you have time? Or
I got.
We'll pay you a little extra if you got a little extra time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Is that all right? Okay. Do we mind if we ask about your personal history too?
Yeah, you
like
can
your
ask me.
life? Okay,
Sure.
So you said you're 50 years old?
Yes.
Where were you born?
I was born in San Pedro, California, Bay Harbor.
Bay Harbor. So is that where part of
Long
California?
Beach. It's Southern
okay,
California.
Southern California. Okay.
It's really bad out there, gang infested, man.
Really?
So either you're rich or poor. The middle classes.
Is that how it was like when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, no, we were, even if we were poor, it was more family orientated. Like we looked out for each other. It was like family was family, and we had big celebrations, and everybody got together, and everybody protected everybody. It was like Your family, man. You come with us. You know what I mean?
So do you have any brothers or sisters? Tell me about that.
I have 2 sisters, from one from my dad and one from my mom.
So are you the oldest, youngest, middle, or?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Both my sisters are 10 years younger than me.
Okay. Okay.
One of them was a kickboxer, and she was a bouncer for. You heard of Bone Thug?
No, I haven't.
They're a rap group, Bone
Okay.
Thug Harmony.
Oh, Bone Thug Harmony. Yeah, of course.
She was
Yeah.
a bouncer for them.
No
And
kidding.
then one of the guys liked her.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, "Brother, we're going out there to Colorado. We'll take you cruising." And I was like, "All right, cool," but I ended up going to jail.
Okay.
So, but I
well,
never.
let's get to that later.
Yeah.
So you grew up then near Long Beach,
Yes.
and then did you go to high school there as well, or?
I went to a bad school. It was
that like?
It was bad. It was a gang school, like the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And we didn't go to school with girls. We went to school from 11 to 3:30, and they had 8 minutes for lunch, and it was the worst. Compton, Watts, South Central, and they did throw gang signs at each other for lunchtime. It
How
was
big
like
was your class? Like, how big is the school? Like, how many people in your
probably
grade?
altogether maybe about 150.
150?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it was probably 4, 5, 6 different classes, maybe about 26 people in each class.
Okay.
But it was really gang affiliated. Like,
But were you in a gang before you joined that high school, or how did that happen?
well, the neighborhood I grew up in was really gang orientated.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're either raised that way. It's not like you see that movie Colors and you want to be a part of a gang.
Yeah.
You know, people see the movie Colors and they think, oh, there's areas out there where you have no choice.
Yeah.
You might think you have a choice, but
Right.
it's the way it is.
That was the hand you're dealt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, I got away when I was 10 years old. I moved to Colorado, and I came out here because it was either going to jail or coming out here.
So 1980 is when you came
Yeah.
here? Okay, 10 years old. So
Yeah.
who did you come here with? Your family? Or
No, I came by myself.
just
And-
by yourself?
Well, my auntie came out here. She was like, "You want to say hi to your dad? My dad's out here."
Okay.
And I figured I'd say hi and bye because I did something bad out there. I was going to go back to jail.
Already at age 10?
Yeah.
Can you say what you did, or not get you in trouble? You don't
No,
have to say it. right?
it's really bad.
Okay, don't say it. All right.
It's just almost murdered.
Well, we don't have to go there.
So that's what it was. It was a 10-year-old kid. You're locked up with people that are 15, 16. You know, your gang's not going to be there. What do you think is going to happen to you? And it's different out there. It's really bad.
Well,
So-
I'm survived that you got away. I'm glad that you got away
Me
from
too.
that, but
Me
like-
too.
But then what put you in jail then?
So, yeah.
Please, we got to go in here. You're next then. I said you're next. I promise you you're next.
Yeah. Yeah, every man.
Do you know him?
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, I did good out here. I played football. My grades got better. You know, and it was, I didn't want the life anymore. You know what I mean? I learned there's more to life than just going to prison. But it was sad when I went back, all my friends were going in. You know, like they were all into that. And then I didn't have a role model. My dad wasn't around. My mom wasn't around. So it was like I was on my own when I got 11 years old. It's kind of sad. You know, my grandparents worked, but to survive, you know, it was hard. You know what I mean? I had to get back into the gang situation. And I didn't have to, but that was like the family.
What age were you when you got back in?
I got back, I was 11 and a half.
Oh, okay. So 11 already. So what school were you going to when you were here?
Out here, I went to a Catholic school. It was called St. Pius in Aurora.
In
It was
Aurora?
really nice back then. It was rich. It wasn't
Uh-huh.
the Congresswoman's daughter was in my class, put it that way.
But you already had to get into a gang by age 11 or so?
Out here, you don't really, it wasn't really like that out here.
Okay.
You know, out there, I got jumped in a gang when I was 7.5 years old.
But you said here, how did you rejoin the gang here though?
I rejoined the gang when I went back to California.
Oh, I see. So you're only here in Colorado for a year?
Yeah, about a year and a half, 2 years. I would come back and forth.
Okay, okay.
And I did good out here. I played football.
Yeah, I got you.
It was
Okay.
really good. I found out there's more to life, you know, fishing, camping. You know, I was raised a certain way where I didn't know anything. Like I said, I got jumped in a gang at 7.5 years old. That's a little kid. I wouldn't see my little kid doing stuff like that. You understand what I mean? Who does that? But by the time I was 9, 10 years old, I was already full blown.
Yeah.
You know, I was dedicated. You know, I would go. You know what I mean? It was kids are it's bad. They spend a lot of life in prison, or they're dead.
Yeah. Maybe just a couple more.
Yeah. So,
So what would it take for you to kind of be able to get to where you want to be? So
you know what? I just need to get well and start taking care of myself.
Yeah.
You know, depression is a really bad, like it's like a disease. And I went into depression for a long time. I lost everything. I lost my family, house, car, everything. And it happens, you know what I mean? But you got to move on. But I never was in a situation like this before where I had a 4-bedroom house, 64 Impala, you know what I mean? Things that were nice. My family, they would always invite me over for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And then I'm sitting there at the homeless shelter. A guy's coughing. He don't even cover his mouth. This guy smells like piss. And I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, they want to film me, be on TV. I don't want nobody to see this. I was ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
I put myself there. You know,
Yeah.
it's sad. So, but there's help for people. I mean, you know, like I said, I want to try to sell burritos.
Yeah.
But because of the COVID thing,
Yeah.
you got to be clean. You got to have good tasting food. You got to know what you're doing. You know, you can't just go out there and do it.
Can you draw the connection for me, like the depression and losing your home? What happened there? Was it? Did you lose your job because of the depression,
Well,
or?
my roommate. Remember, I told you I made a bad choice.
Yeah, yes.
And I was in a hospital for 2 months, and she was doing some illegal activity, and our house got raided by the police. They really didn't find anything but a gun, but because of the nuisance, and because I wasn't even supposed to be being a landlord. I was trying to make my rent cheaper
Yeah.
and trying to help her with her kid,
Yeah.
and they disrespected me.
Yeah.
And we're doing things regardless of what I asked. And because of that, I lost everything.
That's sad. You trusted them, and then they disrespected you.
Yeah. And then they don't care. They live there for free. They, you know, it was just people don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care. And it's just like you see, you got to make better choices. I made wrong choices. And like I said, I lost my kid. Something happened with him, and so the family disowned me after that. And then that's when I just fell in a deep depression, started drinking and doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And it got worse and worse. Instead of getting better, it got worse. And then now I'm at a situation where I've been helped. Now I got a place to stay. I got a job. So I just need to try to stay away from drinking and stuff like that. Because it's easy to be depressed, and it's hard. Like I said, you don't know what someone's going through. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you guys are going through. You know, some of us are well off. You know, some families stick together. Nowadays, people don't even care no more. They rather fight and argue. You know, for what? You know what I mean? They're more happier when they're mad, and I see it. I see it every day. But it's hard to be, you know, just to keep your composure and to be more, you know what I mean? But you learn after a while. I learned to ignore people. You know, there's people around here that are mentally ill. They throw things at you or stuff like that, and you're just like, you try to clean up what it looks like trash, and it's their stuff. You know, and you're like, but I mean, there's help for everybody if you want the help. There's homeless shelters, but there's so many homeless people right now. You know, it's really bad right now. It's not easy anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. Before, you used to be able to get a trailer for $250, $350. Good luck with that. There's no way.
Interesting.
So we're not making enough money on minimum wage. You know, everything's went up. You go buy a hamburger, it's $10. You're like, damn, for a hamburger, $10, and that's cheap. You go somewhere else, it's $15.
Yeah.
Where the hell are you gonna get that at? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, a lot of work. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time today.
I got one quickie.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little more about your family? I mean, you said they cut you off. Can
Well-
you just let me know how that happened?
Well, I had a son that got involved with something that he shouldn't have gotten involved in, and they blame me for his situation. I mean, he's 18 years old, but they didn't look at it as, they looked at it as I put him in that situation, and I shouldn't have put him in the situation. And it was over a gun, and I was wrong. What I didn't know was they were watching my house and the park, and they followed him and caught him. So we had to pay for a lawyer. He did good. He went to school and stood clean, but now he has a felony. So they're angry at me right now, the family, because they never see me like this. They never see me homeless. They never see me, and it's like they're upset. You know, like it's like I don't care, but I really do care. But I got so far behind. Like when I had money and everything was my friend. Everybody was my friend. Everybody was cool. And when you don't have nothing, you see who's really there for you. I could say I got like maybe 3 friends that are really there that call me brother, and they're not even my brother, but they're like, my couch is always there for you. To me, that means that's a real friend. You know what I mean? They don't care what I have or what I don't have. They're just like, hey man, you need somewhere to go, need somewhere to shower. That's a real friend. You know what I mean? But I've been in situations too where I had a 4-bedroom house and didn't realize some of these people were homeless. I could have been like, hey man, you need somewhere to sleep. So I guess God's kind of showing me in a way, you know, you can have everything one minute and then next minute you have nothing, you know. So you can't really judge people. You can't really, I feel bad for these people. I see them every day panhandling, but sometimes they really need it, you know what I mean? But some of them are just, hey, if I can get out and work, you can get out and work, man. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but I can't even walk and I'm working, you know what I mean? But I'm not trying to say, you know, I don't justify, but you don't know what people are going through, you know what I mean? It's crazy now. Economy's not the same anymore. And family's not the same anymore. Back before, family was, hey man, everybody gets together, they had a good time. You know, that was family. That was, you enjoy being around your people. Now people are too busy. There's social media. You know, they don't got time for nothing, but they're on the phone. You know, so, but that's about it.